Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore here on the PS5. Tonight we're heading to the birthplace of Formula 1, round 11, Silverstone. So here we are then at our home Grand, well, my home Grand Prix. And some of your home Grand Prix as well. But technically, not our team's home Grand Prix. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of based in, partly in Italy, partly here in the UK. Going to be more of them based in the UK for the 2024 season going forward, whatever they're going to be called for Tauri. Racing Bulls, we don't know yet. We're still waiting on the official name for the team for 2024, but here we are then, ready for what should hopefully be a decent race for us. It is a power track, so we are considering putting in new engines tonight, just so we've got that extra oomph of power. Let's take a quick look at what our powertrains are like right now. Let's get to cars. 66%, so we're right on the cusp of these engines starting to break down. There you see the power loss threshold is 65%. Yeah, we're very, very close to those dropping to the point where they're going to start underperforming. It's going to happen during qualifying, possibly. More likely within the first few laps of the race. And given that this is a power track, it might behoove us to slap in some fresh power units. There you can see it is a very, very quick track. A lot of it is flat out. A few low speed corners, a couple of medium speed corners around Brooklands and Luffields. And then the back half of the circuit is pretty much all high speed corners, you know, through Maggots, Beggots, Chapel. Obviously you've got Church and Stowe. Some very, very quick corners there. Yeah. Maybe new engines is the way to go. I do have to remember that when we get to practice 3, we need to put new side pods onto Mick's car. They are still in production. They will be ready on the Saturday. But we can't slap them on just yet. Let's see how our car stacks up right now against the rest of the grid. 15th in speed. That could be a little better. 9th in acceleration. That's not too bad. 10th in DRS. 10th and 10th in medium and low. 7th in high speed. So good for the back half of the track. But very poor in the dirty air, as you can see. Bottom of the grid. Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. We don't have the greatest speed, which is why I think the new engine might be important. The acceleration is good. DRS is okay, and so that high-speed downforce is definitely going to be in our strength, but our inability to follow closely in the dirty air might be hampered severely by that dirty air tolerance being so poor. Let's have a look. And it's not like it's a small percentage either. We're 4% off the average. And that's just the average. So there's going to be some higher numbers. We look at Ferrari. We're 6% behind Ferrari. We are 12% behind Red Bull. Ouch. Only 3.5% behind Mercedes. Let's see who else is quick. McLaren. Yeah, 4% behind them. So as you can see, there's a lot of teams, even Aston Martin, who have been struggling so far. I mean, they've got great DRS, they've got good speed. This could be a track that actually works out quite nicely for them. You know, their downforce levels are about the same as ours. We've got slight advantage in the high speed, they've got advantages in the low and the medium, but their dirty air tolerance is significantly higher than us, 6%. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to do tonight. I really don't. It's one like it's going to be very difficult to judge. We've got wet practice on the Friday as well. That'll just disrupt our ability to get the car dialed in quickly, but that's all. Dry qualifying, dry race. So, let me check our parts. Everything has spares. We should have the same spec on both cars apart from those side pods. Let's just double check. Same chassis, same front wing, same rear wing, same underfloor, same suspension. Okay. You can see the performance of the powertrains is pretty similar as well. Okay. How you doing, Baron? How you doing, Anthony? Good to see you guys. Let's see, what do we want to do target-wise tonight? The incentive is 1 in the top 8. Maybe we can get that. I think we might struggle to get into Q3 tonight. I'm going to risk 1 car in Q3. Get both into Q2. I'm not worried about that. Fastest laps, the incentive, I doubt we'll get that tonight. Given the nature of this circuit, you know, the deficits that we have are going to be too strong for us to overcome, I think. Finish position, I'm going to go 2 in the top 14. Again, I'm not confident enough to risk something a bit more aggressive tonight. The target is 1 in the top 10. We're halfway through that. If we can get that, that'll be a nice little extra bit of cash. And finish position 2 in the top 14 for 5 races. Well, with 2 down, 3 to go. Fingers crossed we'll add another one tonight, and that's worth another 1.9 mil. We've got 2.5 in the bank. Checking out our facilities. We're still shut down the design centre. I believe is that on fire again? It's still on fire from last time. Might still be on fire from last time. The wind tunnel is still okay, but is, as you can see, very close to breaking. 2.6 mil to refurb it. Got to wait until that just dips to get that done. Everything else in here is okay. Everything in here is okay operationally. Boardroom's getting a bit low. We'll have to make sure we jump on that. And everything else is okay. Alright, I think we are ready to go to Silverstone.
Welcome, and come on in to the home of British motor racing. It's Silverstone, where the Formula One World Championship began back in 1950. And this historic high-speed track remains a challenge for our drivers' courage and determination to this very day. Silverstone is a power circuit. It demands downforce and total confidence in the car for a driver to keep their foot planted through Sector 2, through the high-speed corners at Woodcote and at Copse, and carrying on through Maggots and Beckett's. It was Charles Leclerc who tasted victory in the last race, but he will surely be looking to find the recipe for success again and achieve another podium place. Now let's crack on with the weekend.
Alright then, given that we have the rain on the Friday, we're going to save the hard tyres till the Saturday, just in case we need to do a long run to make up for broken running in the first 2 sessions. So we'll start with soft tyres, I think. Let's see, Silverstone is 17 laps for a day 1 run. Go. Let's have a look at the setup. Let's go 6.5, 11.5, 8.2, 3.4, and a 0.65. Just put in those older bits. Get away with that gearbox. Might as well use the last of it while we can. That's Mick taken care of. Right, for Oscar, start by doing the tyres before I forget. There we go. Let's have a look. So, parts first. Let's go down in sequence. Make sure we don't miss anything that way. There we go. gearbox. Okay. Setup for Oscar. All but one of my setups have an 11.5 rear wing, so we are going to try the 11 rear wing, just to be different. So we want to go 6, 11, 7, 3, 3.5 and a 0.9. There we go. 17 laps, drop those settings, and we are good to go. Evening refill. Let's check the weather. It's going to rain after about 20 minutes or so, so we should hopefully have time to get this first run done, or close to being done by the time the rain hits. In terms of getting the feedback, maybe not completing the run itself, but...
Radio check, radio check.
Yes, radio check loud and clear.
So we have a few confirmed launch dates for the 2024 cars. Stake F1, Sauber, effectively, and Williams will both be unveiling on the 5th of February. I believe Williams will be doing it at their HQ. As far as I know, Stake are planning to do it. I'm going to call them Sauber. Stake sounds like a stupid name. Sauber will be unveiling, I think, in London. Mercedes announced today they'll be releasing on the 15th of February. Who was the other team to announce today? But they're releasing on the 14th. McLaren are yet to announce.
Pretty good.
I think Alpine were the other one that announced today. And there is some feedback from Mercedes HQ in the form of Anthony Davidson, who has been doing some simulator work on the W15. Says for the first time in 2 years the car feels like a car. So that is encouraging news for Mercedes, encouraging news for Formula One, really, to have Mercedes back and able to hopefully mount a more consistent challenge this season.
It does look like there could be some rain later on.
Right, looks like the rain's been pushed back a little bit. Yes, it has. Actually works out quite nicely for us, because we'll finish the run just as the rain is starting to fall. Evening, Derek. Right, so... Let's try the 11 on that one then. 3.5 point, what was it, 0.95? 0.9. That's not going to work. Alright, this is going to be a uncharted waters, this one then. We'll try it as an 11. All my front wings are either 5.5 or 6 as well. I don't know if either of those are going to work. Let's go to a 5 on the rear wing. It can't be. It's the 8.2. It has to be an 8.2, I think. possibly... It can't be a 9-1. 9-1's not going to work. So I think it has to be an 8-2. So which way do I go with the front wing then? Pull that all the way back like that. I think that's too much. That's now broken that. Oh, Christ. This one's going to be a tricky one to figure out. Just reset that back to what it was a second ago and start again. And it could be a 12. I don't have a 12. Let me try a 12. I can bring that back now to like a 5-5. And then push that up a bit more like that. That looks like it might work. We'll give that a go. Let's get some inters on the car ready for that rain that's coming. And let's look at Oscar's car. That one I'm going to push up to an 11.5. I'm going to pull that back to a 5. I'm going to push that up to a 9.1. I'm going to pull this back and pull that back. Go back to a 5.5 and let me see what I've got now. 5.5, 11.5, 9.1, 3.25 and a 0.2. That's not going to work. Oh, I've got this one actually. 5.5, 11.5, 9.1, 3.25, 0.35. That actually looks not bad. I'm a little concerned about the toe, but we'll try it. We'll see how that one shakes out. We've got plenty of time to make adjustments if we need to. Derek says, what is it I just heard from Jim about Merc? Yeah, Anthony Davidson's been doing simulator work for Mercedes. And his feedback about the W15 is encouraging. He says for the first time in 2 years the car feels like a car. So that gives, you know, a positive sort of feedback from Mercedes about the direction they've gone in with their, you know, their new design. Of course, the true test won't come until like a filming day. They might do a filming day or so before pre-season testing, like they did last year. And then pre-season testing, I think, was it 23rd of February it starts? It's only a month away. Just over. And I didn't have time to read the article, but just before I went live, I saw a headline saying that one of the Alpine drivers, which I suspect is Gasly, but I'm not 100% certain, is concerned that their 2024 Alpine car might be slow. So I kind of need to, you know, see if I can find that article again after the stream and have a read through of that. Not worth emergency manufacturing 2 new chassis during the weekend. No, it really isn't. Not unless you absolutely have to. For the most part, you want to, you know, if you're playing, especially if you're playing on hard, you want to avoid emergency manufacturing at all costs. You know, the only time really you should emergency manufacture is if you absolutely have no choice. You're going to be, you know, massively slow without those new parts because they're a massive upgrade, or, you know, you're locked into part Fairmade rules.
Much better, much better. Copy that.
Monaco's the 14th. Sorry, Mercedes is the 14th. I thought they were the 15th. So who's the 14th? And that must be whoever also announced today. I could have sworn it was Mercedes for the 15th. We're close with Oscar. A bit of a way off with Mick. That's the one we just kind of guessed. So, not surprised there. Cost cap is much harsher in this game. Yeah, it's because they pushed the price of everything up, especially emergency manufacturing and powertrain parts. I mean, when it was a mil for a new engine, it was just like, I'll just take 3. Thanks very much. Now it's 5 mil for one engine. That no longer really becomes a financial option. One of the things that killed us a little bit last year was having to buy so many new engine parts for Oscar. We missed out on some development and some research because we just couldn't afford. We had to pay for replacement powertrains, which stopped us doing development during the year because we didn't have the funds for both. And then at the end of the season, because we breached the cost cap, we had to stop researching at the end of the year as well. About a month or so earlier than I would have liked to. Right, that has to be a 9-1. Has to be. That is way off. Ooh, massively off. I'm going to pull that back. Go in that direction. I think. So what we're looking at, 5. The 12 is correct. So it's my first 12 rear wing. Not sure about the front wing, but I'm going to leave it at 5.5. Push that all the way down to a 0 because we can always then just scale up from there. If I go to a 3.15 and a 0 like that, that puts both of those on the boundaries, and then we know it can only go one direction from there. So the only thing there I'm a little unsure about is, actually no, that can't be right. I'm looking at how little movement there is on the roll bar as a result of that. So let's drop that, push that up to a 6 maybe. No, let's go like that. It's a slight movement on the front wing. It gives us the gap we need for the roll bar. And then, as I say, it puts the braking stability and the cornering right on the edges of those tolerances. So there's only one way that those can then go if they need to change. Let's have a look at Oscar. He's just slightly out. We can fix that by changing that. Let's go 2 clicks like that. Pull that back to there. See if that works. Do I think they can get almost 2.5 seconds faster than last year? It's not necessarily about making the car itself faster. It's making it I'm trying to think of the right word. It's making it easier to understand for the drivers, I think. Lewis has felt disconnected from the car, especially last year with that cockpit being much further forward than with the other cars. You know, he felt much too close to the front of the car and he couldn't feel the car properly. You know, it wasn't talking to him the way he wanted it to. So just getting it to the point where he feels comfortable with the position of the cockpit will immediately make Lewis more confident in driving the car and therefore quicker in the car. I don't know if that was as much of an issue for George, but both of them were complaining about how unpredictable the car could be. If they can find the right sweet spot in terms of that will make a huge difference to both drivers right off the bat. And it's the same for McLaren as well. McLaren have got a car that is a little bit on the extreme the whole time. It's on a knife edge, their car. It's very, very quick, but it's also incredibly difficult to keep it at that performance in that performing at that speed without it getting a bit too twitchy. So again, if they can just find a little bit more stability in the way it runs, in the way it handles, that'll give both their drivers, Piastri and Norris, a huge boost in confidence of the consistency of the car, which will in turn allow them to push it harder, more consistently, and therefore make the car faster. Just because the drivers will be able to trust it more.
Watch those curbs.
So yeah, I'm sure they'll find some pace improvements naturally just through the development route that they're going down, but the drivers feeling comfortable in the car will also make the car faster because they'll be able to trust how it will respond when they push it. Let's see if we've gone the right way with these changes. All right, feedback coming.
More rain expected any time from.
And wet weather coming as well. I forgot to check the weather. All right, we're back on the Instas again for the second half of the session. That's going to break this one up a little bit. We'll try and persevere on the mediums for a little bit longer, and then we'll just box them, I think, and just run them a bit longer in the final session on those hards. All right, 91%, so still need to find more. In that case, we're going to call Mick in now, so we can make those changes, and then we'll send him out on Inters. What about Oscar?
Dylan's on. Let's stop on the marks. Wait for
taking
2
his
seconds
time
and
to
go
give
the
feedback
pit
today. Oh, there it is.
Rain's picked up.
Ah, there we go. He's nailed.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Right, so we've got the front and rear wing sorted, and now we know that the camber has to come down, and we need to find a fair bit. So we can go one click, and hopefully that will keep the front wing still locked in. If I go two, I'm going to have to move the front wing, and that might then break the rear wing by correcting the front wing. So if we just go one click like that, and we need one click because we need to reposition the roll bar. So that will give us the movement on the roll bar, and then we can push this up a bit more. We go to there, and let's see what that does. I don't know if that's going to be enough. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, then we'll have to push the front wing up to 6 and pull the camber down to 3.25 and hope it keeps the rear wing okay. But we'll see what happens with this one. Put Inters back on the car. There we go. And Oscar can stay out there a bit longer.
How's the car? Rain still coming.
Derek's saying hello to someone who I can't see in the chat. Let me check, see if chat is playing up again. Who is P-R-A? Because I'm not seeing who that is. Unless it was a typo, Derek. The only people I can see in chat right now, Refill, Baron, Anthony, Derek. That's it. They're the only 4 people I can actually see talking in the chat. Oh, and Victor, who's just popped in and said hello. How you doing, Victor? You want to get the 2. No, they'll say hello when they're here. Very wet. I should probably call Oscar in. We'll just run him a bit longer in the final session. Don't want to leave him out there on tyres that are massively incorrect. Although as soon as I pull him in, the track starts to dry up. Could have left him out there a little bit longer, maybe. Never mind. Better safe than sorry. Waiting on Nick's feedback now, and 68% isn't too bad to carry across till tomorrow. He's sticking about 28 laps of fuel. That should be enough, I think. Maybe 30 at a push. Silverstone is a good track, but I think in terms of tracks that are fun, probably Montreal, I think. I've been working on a 97%, and we are just out.
Okay, copy that.
That is going to be pretty much what I think it's going to be. It's going to be the rear wing's going to need to go up or down. Don't forget the new side pods. Yes, they've got to go on the Saturday. So next session. Yeah, I've been working on a new Mercedes career on the new hard difficulty settings, and I did Montreal this morning, and that was a fun race. Did the sprint for Austria right before I went live, and managed to go from 4th and 6th up to 2nd and 3rd, which sets me up nicely for the race, which will be done afterwards, after the stream. So we did break the front wing. That's what I thought would happen. So we go to a 6. We then recorrect back with a 3.25, and then that's not enough. I've got to go to a 3.2. Pull that back to there. And now we've just got to hope the traction stays solid. And that's it for second practice. I always see a face at the top in that field, you know, those darker patches. Just I see like a nose with a mouth underneath and cheekbone and a pair of sunglasses. It's a very odd looking face, but that's what I see. You have to kind of tilt your head a bit to the left. Once seen can never be unseen. Right, let's take a look at powertrains for the rest of the grid. So Ferrari still running old bits. Monaco 1 or 2 stop. You're qualifying 14th and 15th and thinking 1 stop. Who are you with? What season is it? What difficulty are you on? Because the 2 stop on paper is faster by about 10 seconds, I think. But you need to be able to make those overtakes to make it work, otherwise you just get stuck. Perez is running goodish bits. McLaren season 1. Norris can make the 1 stop work because he's got good tyre wear. It might be better to put Oscar on the 2 stop. His smoothness will burn his tyres up pretty badly. Yuki's on okay stuff, although he's slightly underpowered now. Norris has got a worn gearbox. Max is on wearing stuff. Same for Charles Leclerc. Old engine for Sainz. Newish engine and ERS for Hamilton. Ocon on an old engine. There's quite a lot of cars running older parts. Maybe we don't need to switch our engines over then. Alonso running a brand new engine but has got a worn ERS. Right. New side pod is ready. Let's get that installed onto Mick's car. That'll give him a nice little speed boost. As you can see, give him a little bit of extra speed and acceleration, a little bit of a boost to his downforce generation, and will also improve his engine cooling by about 3% as well. So, quite nice. Definitely got to change that gearbox though. That will not last. So switch onto that one. Let's check Oscar's gearbox. 4%. It's touch and go, but I think I can just about squeeze that one for 30 laps. I won't need to run quite as long for Mick, as he got a bit more time on track. Hard tyres. Yeah, set them out.
And green light. Rain's just stopped in the pit lane.
still running side by side. He's on don't fight teammate, and yet he still won't give up the position. There we go, finally. Oh wait, he's got the new gearbox, or the better gearbox, hasn't he? So he's going to be the quicker of the two. I wonder why they kept driving side by side for so long. And you can see how much of a gap he's already pulled out. 1.5 seconds faster. Gearbox really does make a huge difference when you're running, you know, old versus, you know, not damaged. Evening horrific.
How do you feel about doing another lap?
Excellent, there we go. We sussed it.
Yeah, that was great. Really good.
Okay, mate.
Evening, Mr. Water. How you doing tonight? Alright, there we go. Practice is done. I'm going to put these setups in the book, this one especially, because this is definitely a new one. So, let's have a look. Pen work. Six, 12, 9, 3.2, and 0. Alright, there we go. Let's take a look at Oscar's setup. This one also not in the book, so let's add this one in. Let's have a look. 3.35. Do not have one of those at all. So 5.5, 11.5, 9.1, 3.35, and 0.55. There we go. Good stuff. Always nice when you can add I'm doing alright, thanks Mr. Water. I've started work on Platinum 4 for the year. Picked up my final playthrough on Alien Isolation again today. I'm approaching Apollo's core, so not too much more to do. Another couple of hours worth of play. About 3 hours left, I think. Still waiting to hear on news of that New Game Plus that's rumoured to be coming for Robocop, because I want to get that platinum done as well. Just need to do a few bits on the second playthrough, but I'd like to do a New Game Plus if there is one coming. So I'm kind of waiting and sitting on that one for now. And I'm toying with the idea
Now
of picking up
it's time to
Anno
see who come
1800.
out on top as qualifying gets underway.
The high-speed corners at Silverstone are a great challenge for the cars and drivers. The technical Sector 1 rewards strong mechanical grip, while high-speed aerodynamic efficiency will come into play in the final 2 sectors.
Now there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
It's obvious that they're feeling confident today, and that's sure to be an advantage. I'm keen to see what they'll manage here.
Buckle up
Oh,
then,
wow.
folks. It's almost time for qualifying.
Karun didn't shit talk. That's a pleasant surprise. Alright, let's get the good bits in the car. Well, better bits. I'm going to stick with the original engines, considering the state of the rest of the grid's powertrains. Seems a bit silly to slap in a new engine at this stage if we don't need to. We might not be quick anyway, even with the better engines, or not that much quicker anyway. So we'll stick with those and save the more powerful brand new engines for later in the season when they're going to be more useful. Alright, let's get into qualifying.
Let's get those brake tanks warmed up.
Okay.
Really start to focus on your brakes and front tyres.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a good qualifying. Mick out in front in clean air. We're tucked in behind Magnussen. Don't know if that's going to hurt or help us. I tried to put some space between our drivers because I was a little concerned about our dirty air performance causing issues trying to do a slipstream run. Looks like we're inadvertently going to get a slipstream run here. But as I say, I don't know how we're going to perform in the dirty air, given that we are worst on the grid for dirty air performance. So could be more of a hindrance than a help.
Let's take advantage of this clean air. Good to push next lap.
So track is clear. Go now, go now.
Not sure which of our drivers is going to be quicker. Oh, we may possibly come across a McLaren exiting the pits here. That was close. Schumacher with the advantage so far. I think Magnussen's a little bit quicker than us. Well, a little bit quicker than Oscar. I don't know if that's a dirty air or if it's just not a great run for Oscar.
Let's follow the delta. So it's going to be normal in lap procedures.
Oh, yes, there's definitely a bit of a delay there. I don't think we lost that much in the first sector. Let's have a look. Oh no, we did. We lost most of the time. We lost 3/10 in the first. That's the easy way to do it, actually. Let's have a look. Now I've lost those times. I have to do it this way. So 24.9 against a 25.2, 37.0, 37.3. Middle sector is what hurt Oscar really badly. And then he lost another 10.5, 2/10 in the final sector. So maybe he was just affected by the dirty air. If that is the case, because we were still a fair distance back, that's not good for the race. Really not good for the race if that is the case. We've got one of the Astons starting its flying lap now. No, finishing its flying lap. Oh, and that's a very slow lap for Alonso. He's got a brand new engine in there, albeit a damaged ERS, but only just, and it wouldn't be affecting him that much. So he got held up somewhere on his run to be that far off the pace.
Pit limiter on. Stop on the marks, wait for 2
See what
seconds
Norris
and
does.
switch off.
Norris goes 5th, a little bit quicker than Oscar, but Oscar's got a lot of time to find. He's down 7/10. Mick in the garage for now, but Oscar definitely needs to run again.
So we need to be working on the tyres.
Copy.
Albon goes up to 3rd. Ferrari 1-2 right now. Still waiting for the Bulls to make their way out. We've got one of the Mercedes starting a flying lap, I think. That's Sainz just finishing a flying lap, actually. There he is. He's up to 6th. So Schumacher's quicker than Hamilton and Sainz. That's encouraging. We've still got the edge on Mercedes, it seems. And here comes the first of the Red Bulls. Max on his way out. Gasly will be peeling into the pits, so we'll not be holding us up. We'll have clear track in front of us, unless someone else pops out before we get there, which is a possibility. Yep, here we go. Yuki's coming out, and says Gasly. And Williams coming through. That's Joe.
Gap ahead is good. So you're good to go.
now Leclerc is making his way out. Joe goes second. Again, very quick. And gets his first sector ruined. Ah, come on. We're going to have one of those sessions again where Oscar just cannot get a clean run, aren't we? He's improved in the first. Perhaps it's disappointing that Mercedes doesn't have the side pods in the car models. Well, I mean, it's still possible that they'll add them in. We did get updated car models last year. Is that a little lift there as we went through? Oscar's still up, so we'll leave him out there. Yeah, I mean, we got, I think it was the beginning of December last year when we got updated car models for 22. No news yet as to when or if we're going to get another update. Oh wow, look at Oscar suddenly finding some pace.
2-0. That's an excellent lap.
I was a little concerned about that lap, but yeah.
Copy.
Okay, that means Mick is probably going to need to go again.
Okay, let's concentrate on that warm-up.
Yeah, copy.
And that's it for Oscar. I'm not going to send him out again. Alright, here comes the first of the Red Bulls. This is Max. Only goes 12th. Wow, did he get a bad run? Leclerc stuck behind Bottas. Oh, this is going to be a slow time for him. See Mick just pulling it out of the way there in the background. And he's not getting through here either. And now we're moving out the way with Piastri. Disastrous runs for Red Bull. 15th and wherever Bottas finishes, maybe one place higher. 10th. And the only reason he managed 10th is because Bottas was
All right, mate, let's go.
not too bad on his lap there. But yeah, Max now in the drop zone with Alonso. Is Alonso back on track yet? No, he's still in the garage. Max is back on track. Oh no, Max is on his in lap, isn't he? Right, Mick's starting his flying lap. Alonso coming out of the garage now as well. No improvement in the first sector from Mick. That was a lift. This isn't going to be an improvement. We call him in. No point burning out those tyres for an extra lap more than necessary. Hopefully he'll be safe in 7th. I don't really want to send him out again.
Pit limits are on.
Okay, buddy, let's stop on the marks, wait for 2 seconds, and then P1.
So let's see. Norris is on a flyer right now. So's Gasly. Along the old start-finish straights. It's been over 20 years now since I went to Silverstone. Norris goes very quick. Now I'm starting to get a little concerned about Mick. I'm going to stick it out though. See what Alonso does on his flying lap. This will maybe sway me as to whether or not I send him back out again, because this should be a very quick time as well. Cars piling out. Russell, Stroll, Magnussen, Hamilton, Verstappen. Charles Leclerc as well. Now Perez has gone back out. Sainz goes up to 3rd. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to send Mick back out again. Wow, Alonso is still all the way down there. That is a massive surprise. Unless he doesn't have the same parts that Stroll has. I mean, look, he's got a brand new engine in the car. His gearbox is fine. His ERS is a little bit below, but the threshold's 40%, so it's only a couple of percent below, you know, nominal condition. And yet he's so far off the pace. I don't even think there was that much of an issue with traffic. We saw most of the lap. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, I don't know. But that's a definite knockout. Here comes Max. He's had a little bit of traffic to fight through by the look of it. Could we see Max get knocked out? That would be something, that would. Oh yeah, he had to lift big time there. I think Max is, if he's going to get through, he's just going to scrape through. He's not going to be top. He's definitely in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't even improve. Max is out. Max is out in Q1. So that's two big names, Alonso and Verstappen, both eliminated. And we're tucked in behind Tsunoda, I think. Nick down to 11th now.
Okay, and
Now
that is
12th.
the checkered flag.
Leclerc pumped in a blinder at the time there. 124.4. Now here comes the traffic. Got through that without any issues. Still no improvement. Maybe there's not enough life left in these tyres. Soft tyres don't tend to last very long here, unfortunately. Well, at least not for qualifying anyway. We didn't improve. Yuki does. He goes up to 6th. But is that enough for us to get through? It is. There's only 2 cars left yet to cross the line. Bottas, who jumps up to 12th, and Giovinazzi, who won't jump up to 12th. He jumps up to 18th. Max and Alonso are filling the back row. 19th and 20th. Wow. That's crazy. Big shock there. Alright then. Q2. Tyres down to 70% already. 76 for Oscar. Let's get out and do a base lap.
Green light. Again, let's concentrate on
They
those
should be
tyres
far
and
enough
brakes.
apart and not getting each other's way. I hope.
Good warm-up on brakes.
Copy.
But we are definitely off the pace of the front here. Albon is tucked in nicely behind Leclerc. That might help him. Bad for us. We've got a Ferrari coming out. That's Perez. Now Hamilton, who did manage to get through.
And track clear.
I was wondering if we would see him eliminated in Q1 as well, but he managed to sneak his way through.
Nice big gap ahead. Let's go.
Let's see if we can negotiate our way through those cars without any muscle fuss. We will top the leaderboards for about half a lap. Looks like we're going to catch Hamilton in a very favourable position. There we go. Oscar. Ferrari doesn't do us any damage there. That's nice. Gets out of Oscar's way as well. Excellent stuff. So, nice clean run. Won't be quick, given the state of the tyres, but will give us, hopefully, some good confidence. Excellent stuff.
Just follow the delta. Normal
Beautiful.
lap procedures, please.
Copy.
Half a second difference.
Negative on the delta.
Is that down to the tyres, or is that down to the driver,
Yeah.
or a bit of both? I think that might be down to a bit of both. We've seen Oscar's pace start to overtake Schumacher a bit more consistently this season, as he's improved his reaction time. That definitely seems to be the case here, and with a very high cornering stat for Oscar compared to Mick, that also plays into his favour quite nicely. Going to go early, and then hopefully we can just sit in the garage, but we'll be ready just in case to go back out again. We should just about have enough time if we're careful. Need to go out with about 2 minutes 30 on the clock at the latest, I think. Norris goes 6th. I want to get my drivers out early because I want to take advantage of their confidence before it dips too far. You can see it's already dipped back to very high for both drivers, and that will continue to dip as the session progresses. Russell has pumped himself up into 2nd. Albon did get a nice little slipstream off the back of Leclerc. Look, up in 3rd, very close. Less than 500ths below. Right, Schumacher about to start his flying lap. We've got an Aston coming through in the background. That's got to be Stroll because Alonso is out.
Just take advantage of some clear air in front. Let's go.
So let's go recharge off and push next lap.
You got a good gap ahead, so you got to push.
And potentially a bit of a pit lane exit issue for Oscar coming up. Got Hamilton and Leclerc exiting in front. This is not a good place to get stuck behind Hamilton. That was a bit clunky. Yeah, we lost time as a result. Mick is improving. More traffic to come for Oscar. Mick goes purple in the middle. Wow. Expect to see that. Now Oscar goes purple. So that poor first sector certainly didn't help, but he's still on for an improvement potentially. Depends how much time he lost in that first sector. Mick goes all the way up to third. Big jump. Oscar improves by a couple of tenths. I just don't know if that's going to be enough. Because everyone else has set their times on scrubs as well. Charles Leclerc just starting his flying lap now. Hamilton behind. Well, Hamilton's set up for a nice slipstream here. It works really nicely for Zhou. Sorry, for Albon. Let's see if it works for Lewis. Let's ride the ham cam for old time's sake. Perez coming up to complete his flying lap. Goes up to fourth. Look how close it is.
Pit limits are on.
I think Mick is safe.
Okay, mate,
Don't know about Oscar.
Stop on the marks, wait for 2 seconds and then switch off.
So, Lewis and Leclerc. Leclerc improves by 3 tenths. Lewis only improves by a tenth. I haven't got enough time to get him out for a good lap. Not without pushing the tyres a bit harder than I'd like. So we're stuck. Yeah, I'd only have 30 seconds. Well, by the time I got him turned around and out, he'd only have maybe a 10-second margin to get round the track below full racing speed. So he wouldn't have crossed the line in time. So we've just got to keep our fingers crossed now. Hope Oscar's got through. Who is currently on a flyer? Bottas. Sainz. Magnussen finishing up his lap. Norris and Gasly as well. Are they just starting or are they finishing? Norris is starting. So is Gasly. Magnussen is done and he's out. Stroll's on a flyer. So Bottas is the next one to come up to the line. Zhou right behind him. There's enough cars on flyers to knock us out at the moment. That's going to get whittled down very quickly. Even Farrell. Bottas does not improve. Bottas is out. Zhou has got Russell right behind him, so Russell will not improve. Zhou might get knocked out here because he's having to defend on a flying lap. And Stroll is a little bit further behind them on track. So these are the cars that we're watching. Joe is out. I don't think Russell improved. I didn't see. Stroll gets through just so. Yeah, Joe is definitely out. And that, I think, is it. It's just Albon still to cross the line on his flyer. Here he comes. But both of our drivers are through. And we're going to say goodbye to Joe, Gasly, Hamilton, Bottas and Magnussen, who will be joining those eliminated in the first round, including Max in 19th and Alonso in 20th.
P8. Safely through. Good job.
And look how close the front is. I mean, Leclerc is just blisteringly quick. And then if you take Norris out of the equation as well, from Albon down, look how close it is from 3rd to 8th. A 10th of a second. It's going to be mighty congested in that middle of the top pack. All right, Q3. 1 lap on each set of tyres.
That's green light.
Did I get Oscar out in front? No, I didn't. Damn it. That's going to really hurt Oscar's confidence gain. He's not going to get the big gain that he would normally get because he's not going to go top. He's going to be slower than both Tsunoda and Stroll.
So focus on your tyres and brakes.
Copy.
So big opportunity for Ferrari tonight. Both of their cars will start in the top 10 and will probably start quite close to the top of the top 10 as well. And that's in the top 5, I would imagine. Or at least have got the potential to have both cars in the top 5. So they could score some serious points here today. Red Bull are going to be pretty much reliant on Leclerc. I expect Max to make his way through the field a bit, but still surprised to see he was so slow in quali.
And track clear. So recharge off before the last corner.
So nobody ahead of you.
I can only assume that he must have hit some traffic. Coming up to the line. This should put Mick into peak confidence. or at least right below it, if not in it. Yeah, there we go. Peak confidence. Oscar, though,
Currently sat
not
in
going to be the same.
Okay, so normal in-lap procedures from here, please.
Better than I was expecting, though. I didn't think it'd get that high. Wow, look at that blistering time from Norris and Russell. A second quicker than Yuki. I knew we'd be off the pace. Oh, wow, look how slow Mick is compared to Oscar. How did... I mean, I know Mick's tyres are in rough shape in comparison to Oscar, but how did Oscar go 1.5 seconds quicker? Did I put the wrong tyres on him? No, he's on the 50. Yeah, wow. Tyres played a big difference there.
Good entry.
Pit limits on. Okay, stop on the marks, wait for 2 seconds and switch off. Oh, that's a good lap.
Time to do 2 laps. I think I might just. It's going to be tight. Let's try it. Oh, excuse me. So we've got a lot of time to find. Both drivers should definitely go quicker on this first lap. I don't know if they'll be able to go quicker on the second lap, though. Oscar has a couple of cars on in-laps in front of him. They should hopefully move out of the way. They'll be in the pits before he gets to, you know, the final corners. Red Bull behind us, that must be Leclerc on in lap. Yep. Russell is heading back out. We might catch him before the end of the lap, I'm not sure. It's a bit of a distance.
Clear track in front.
Nick is off and running.
Let's push next lap.
There's a lot of bunching. Let's go.
And here comes the other Ferrari. Don't get in the way at the exit of the pit lane. I think we'll be alright. improvement for Mick, as you'd expect, being nearly 3 seconds off the pace. Improvement for Oscar as well. Wondering if I should maybe have put on brand new tyres. Too late now. We're committed. Mick jumps up to 5th. And he is 2.5 tenths behind Russell. Oscar is 7th. 2.5 tenths behind Sainz, so he's about 3.5 tenths behind Mick. Mick is exactly 1 tenth ahead of Sainz. Yeah, Hamilton out in Q2. Say Max and Alonso out in Q1. Max 19th, Alonso 20th. Right, is Russell going to improve? No, Russell does not improve. Mick had almost completely maxed confidence. Oscar just inside peak confidence as they're about to start their next flying laps. Here comes Albon.
Clear track ahead.
Okay, let's go.
And he's just starting his flying lap.
You're clear. Good to go.
Oscar is going to potentially have a bit of company from Perez. Perez just finished his flying lap. Don't think he improved either. And now he's going to be in the way of all these cars coming through. Leclerc and Sainz. Actually, now the Aston's already finished his flying lap. Oh yeah, he will have held up both of them. Sainz in particular got held up really badly there. No improvement for Mick at all. Oscar tyres are probably past their best now. No improvement. Going to need a mighty final sector from both if we're going to improve here, I think. Mick crosses the line, stays 5th. Oscar stays 8th. I have to say I'm surprised by that. Sainz does not improve. Got held up too badly by Perez there. Yuki jumps up to 6th place. That drops Oscar down to 9th. And that's that's it. Everyone across the line. So that is your pole position order. Leclerc from Norris. Then the Ferraris occupying the second row. Mick in 5th. And Oscar down in 9th.
Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Silverstone is certainly a circuit rich in Formula One history. From Giuseppe Farina winning the first championship race held here in 1950, right through to Lewis Hamilton's 2008 masterclass on racing in the rain. And the weather today is sunny. These are ideal conditions for the drivers to shine.
This is sure to be quite the spectacle then, and we've got a front row seat for today's race here at Silverstone. The British Grand Prix is nearly upon us. The drivers composing themselves on the grid ahead of 52 laps around Silverstone. And there's always a sense of excitement when it comes to talking about Max Verstappen.
On the back row, that's definitely not where we expected to see them. What can they manage from P19?
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine.
Evening, Steve.
Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Head down, we'll leave you to it.
Right, both drivers have jumped a place off the line. Oh wow, everyone's starting on the medium. Are they one-stopping? One-stopping. 3 wide. I'll leave Oscar getting squeezed on the outside line here.
Come on.
Yep, there we go. Up down to 10th again. Cars on the entire grid running the softs right now. Us and Joe. That's it. Alonso is struggling to keep pace. He's pushed his tyres just as hard as everyone else. So it's not that. He must have some older parts on the car then. So I think we were looking at Stroll's car when we took a look at Aston's pace before the weekend started. We'll get a move on Stroll here, speaking of. It's making a move on Russell. Piastri couldn't get it done. I'm going to drop him down now. A little boxed in behind Norris here.
Bring the pack up.
Yeah.
Right, we managed to slot in.
Let's look after his tyres.
So which decisions are you referring to, Steve? Are you talking about Haas?
Enabled. Okay, probably sat P4 with that.
Drive to Survive won't be back. It's been cancelled. Nick has dropped off the back. Russell's going to get back through. Going to let him go. Just don't have Ferrari pace. Better to try and stay with him.
Got energy.
Helping.
Yuki gets past Sights. What gets me is Gene Haas said he doesn't want to be 10th anymore, you know. And that's the reason why he decided to get rid of Gunter. But Gunter was calling for more investment in the team's facilities for years. I don't think Gene Haas quite grasped the concept of Formula One. Of course, all the speculations that this is going to eventually lead to the sale of the team to Andretti. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would love to see Andretti on the grid, but I think if they're going to be on the grid in the next couple of years, it's more likely they'll come in as an outside, you know, startup rather than taking over from
Need to focus. Bring the pack up.
Copy.
After a couple of years, I think, you know, another couple of years, I think Gene might realise just how much money he's going to need to put in to turn that car into a decent top, you know, top contender, and pull the plug. And I think they're probably still a couple of years away from that point now. Tsunoda got me as well.
Let's pick our pace up. Let's go.
Copy.
One thing's for certain, you can't understate just how important Gunter was to Haas actually becoming a team. Yes, it's owned by Gene Haas, and obviously he put in the startup capital and everything, but it was Steiner who got that team up and running and got it as good as it was for a while. You know, he was the one making those deals, bringing in the sponsorship, keeping the team operating.
Okay, mate, stick with it. Long way to go.
That could be very detrimental to their survival going forward. We've got a yellow flag. Who is that for? Someone locking up. It's Porsche. It's dropped into the back of the grid.
Now with the Haas. Everything's all right here.
Under pressure from Alonso.
Well, you can see the lockup. They took a gamble.
Just maybe
and
he was
just
playing
too
possum
late.
at the start, saving his battery. Maybe that's why he dropped off a little bit. He's looking a bit faster now.
Okay, we'd like you to...
And we are just struggling to stay in the DRS zones at the moment.
Take the tyre. Copy. Push the tyres.
See if we can get Oscar through on the hanger straight. I do think Drive to Survive has potentially worked against him a little bit. He's definitely gained a cult of personality. Even he thinks that might be been a contributing factor to the decision. But you can't underestimate just how popular a manager he is. I mean, look at the cover of this game. It's Christian Horner, Toto Wolff, and then number 3, the third manager on the game, Gunther Steiner. Not Vasseur at Ferrari, you know, not Mike Crack at Aston Martin. Gunther.
Focus on bringing the tyres down.
Well, you say he'll be back, but where? I mean, I thought maybe he might be potentially an interesting consideration for Audi, but they've got Andrea Seidel. Oh, actually, no. Seidel isn't the manager of the team. I think he's the CEO, so I think he has to appoint a new team manager. I know Aluni Bravi is probably, I think he's going at the end of the season. Maybe he'll go to Audi then. You never know. He won't go to Williams, not unless I can't remember the name of the manager. Is it Williams? What's his name? James Vowles. He will he's been potentially earmarked as moving to a top team in a few years' time. So maybe in a couple of years, if that call comes and he does get that move up the grid, that would open up the seat at Williams. But I don't know. He might move to a different motorsport discipline. He might just take some time off.
You're good to push on tyres. Energy is available. Do what you can.
Trying hard to fight off Joe here.
Focus on bringing the pack back up. So take it easy.
Overtake is available.
I'm surprised by the decision, but at the same time, not surprised. Not surprised because Haas just don't seem to know what they're doing. In terms of Gene Haas, doesn't seem to really know what he's doing. I don't think. And surprised just because it came out the blue. There were no rumblings of discontent. A departure was imminent. So, I mean, the timing of it, how quickly that decision was made. But, I mean, it wasn't like he was fired as such, because his contract was up, and Gene Haas just decided not to renew it. But, he made that decision quite late. I think it's just, like I said, I think it's, Steiner is paying the price for Haas's indifference over the past couple of years. He's just wanted to stick to the budget model of buying as many parts as possible, investing as little as possible in the team itself, and then complaining when the team isn't getting the results he wants. He'll spend the money to make the money. I mean, the team has been making money, it just hasn't been finishing where it should, according to Gene. But if you're not going to invest in the facilities, and you're not going to give them, the tools they need to improve their car development, then you can't really have any arguments, and that performance doesn't come. Yellow flag. What we got? Running wide. Yuki running wide.
And that's where they
Yuki running very wide
off the track, fighting with the car just a little, perhaps.
Oh, that's dropped him right on our nose. We might get him here. Another yellow flag. That's behind us. That is... Oh, god damn it. Sainz runs wide.
Now
And
we're
then
watching
contact
Carlos Sainz here.
from
And
Yuki.
nearly, just running wide. But all being well and fingers crossed.
Christ,
no
Sainz nearly
lasting
took
damage
out
to the car.
Bottas then. No, Giovinazzi. And then we get contact.
Oh, that's close. All okay?
Of course, it's killed his confidence.
This one is involving Yuki Tsunoda. Pushing a bit too hard at this point. The car's coming together
Yeah,
right
I'm blaming
there,
Yuki on that
and
one.
that won't do their confidence any good.
I think it only hurt confidence, though. I don't think it broke anything on the car. No, it didn't. Better be a penalty for Tsunoda. Oh, come on! How often do we see one of our drivers get tagged and then no penalties given, but we tag someone and instant 5-second penalty? Stewart's a bias. Yuki couldn't stop giving away 5-second penalties when he was driving for us, so he drives for McLaren. And, you know, he still drives like a lunatic at times and doesn't seem to get penalties anymore. See if he gets us again in the same spot. I'm furious if he does. Clean through this time. Schumacher needed that overtake as well. And he gets him back up to medium, just.
Pace.
A little early to box. I was thinking of boxing Oscar this lap. I'll box him on the next one.
Go get him.
I figure if Mick's going to be holding people up, it gives Oscar an even better undercut chance. Can you get the move done down the inside?
Use energy. Shows.
Yes, he can. Joe's boxed. Joe is the other soft tyre runner.
Lovely stuff.
Keep doing what you're doing. That's P7 for now.
I do not want you fighting, as long as that's clear.
It goes from bad to
Let's
worse
follow the
for
drivers then
Alonso.
through turn 16.
Fighting with Russell.
And the car fails to respond.
No,
And
Sainz.
they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
Okay, mate, we will be swapping cars. Recharge on.
Okay.
Box, box.
Box.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Another yellow flag. They're coming thick and fast here. Another lock up for wow. Sainz is
Right,
just
let's
having
follow
a
the
horrible
action
race.
now at turn 7. And the car just locks. But that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
That'll have destroyed what's left of his tyres. Actually, no, 53%. It's not too bad.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
Oscar pit lane. Copy that. Box.
Another yellow flag.
Couple of cars off there.
It's Alonso again, and Porsche again. Wow, it's just nothing contact there. 2.3 seconds, that's a very good stop. Nice to be getting those again.
Box.
Understood, box out.
Back off.
Stroll trying to find his way past Tsunoda.
So recharge on.
Copy.
Stroll throwing himself off the track. My God. What is going on with everyone's drivers tonight?
Let's take a closer look. Heading into Copse. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. Really, they must be careful.
And that slows down so many cars. Wow, that's glorious.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
There we go.
Box.
Okay.
Here's the replay. Now here we are at the final corner. And that won't help their chances. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because that won't do it any good.
Max still stuck at the back of that little group. Practically 2.6. Not as good, but
Okay, it's going to be close on.
not bad.
Push.
We'll bring him out behind Oscar.
Okay, recharge on. Good job. Recharge on.
Copy.
Got ahead of Joe. So Joe could go mediums on his final stint. He might go softs. Depends how much he pushes his mediums, because he did box quite early. Let's see what time Oscar does at the end of this lap. Tsunoda scrapping with Hamilton. Joe gets past Schumacher. That's frustrating.
Wow. Wow.
All right, let's keep on it.
Oscar does a 130.1. Another yellow flag. Oh God, everyone's just fucking up right now.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now this is Sergio Perez. Nothing wrong so far. The wheels just lock up there. By that point,
It's cost him a couple of places. Lost out to Russell and Norris. Meanwhile, at the back of the grid,
See if we can focus on recharge, please.
Copy.
hopefully this will be a 129 from Oscar. He's very quickly catching the cars in front as well.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Copy.
Keep looking after these tyres. We need to focus on the energy now.
130.2, not as quick as I'd like. Joe's at a 129.9, so he must be pushing those mediums. Can't spend too long behind these guys, but it'd be nice to get a little bit of battery while we're in DRS range. Because that's a big bunch of traffic in front that we're going to have to... Actually, no, most of it looks like it's going to dive out of the way in the next couple of laps. Max is one stopping. But Ocon, Giovinazzi, Bottas, they're all going to be stopping very soon. Next lap or two.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Bring the pack up. Use energy now.
There goes Bottas and Ocon. That's another mistake. Jesus Christ. And that maxes out confidence for Oscar.
Sweet. Okay, good job.
Right, next up is Sights.
No energy, bottom of the pack. Need to focus on getting the pack up.
There we go.
Back off now.
They're actually losing a little bit of time at the moment, but confidence is still not where it needs to be. It's up a little bit. Might have to give him a squirt of battery. Let's try and close that gap to Joe. He's on a bit of a tear again. Hunting down Alonso.
Focus on bringing the pack back up. Use energy.
And Giovinazzi's in. We've got our way past sights. Come on, get Alonso. Moving fastest lap for Ocon, who's pushing hard. Okay, we've got away from sights.
No energy.
Should be the move on Alonso. Another yellow flag. My God, a crash this time. That's Verstappen and Magnussen, I think.
Let's take a look at the replay. Down at Luffield.
That's the overtake that we just saw.
And oh dear, that's Max Verstappen.
No.
To quote Max, that's what happens when you don't leave the space.
No more DRS.
Calm as a bitch.
Copy.
Lovely stuff.
You're doing a good job. That's P11.
Look at that, we got a penalty.
Let's
Magnussen
go recharge.
actually got the penalty for that one.
Understood.
I'm surprised by that. Thought that was Max's fault from that angle. Alonso dives into the pits, so we got that overtake done just in time.
Looks like Alonso will be pitting this lap.
Bit of lift and coast where you can.
Copy.
So let's lean on these tyres.
Try and get this move on science done quickly. Need to get Nick's confidence all the way up. Tries to go around the outside, gets the power down nicely, and just sneaks into peak confidence. Excellent stuff.
Recharge on.
So, strong fight through the field so far. Magnussen falling down the order. Going to drop him into the clutches of Schumacher. And you can see Magnussen box this lap. No, staying out. Stroll's in. Drops out in front of his teammate. Nick going up to the inside. No, thinks better of it this time. Well, if he doesn't get him before, he'll definitely get him on the hang straight.
Recharge on, please.
And that is Leclerc and Russell in. Albon as well, and Perez. Wow, getting busy in the pits. Go comfortably up the inside into Stowe. Just in time as well. That's Magnussen as sights boxing. Sonoda's in as well. So we're currently running P9 and P11. Albon and Perez boxing have boxed to the end, as have Russell and Leclerc. They are going for the one stop. Sonoda as well as Stroll. Everyone else is probably going to go for the one stop as well, apart from Zhou. Zhou's on a two stop like us. Ocon and Bottas also on a two stop. I would imagine Giovinazzi's two stopping as well. Under pressure from Ocon, but we are in DRS range of Zhou. So we should be safe. Ocon also on that two-stop strategy, same as us. And there goes Max into the pits. So that's one less car in front of Oscar. Hard tyres for the one stop. Good stop. Tyre wear's looking okay. A bit more careful with the tyres on this stint. Albon is closing on Piastri though. He's pushing those brand new tyres. Need to get past Zhou as quick as we can here.
Okay, push. Let's go.
Lack of straight line speed hurting us a little bit there. Alright, can we get him on the main straight? There's Norris, Hamilton and Gasly are in now. New fastest lap for Alex Albon, who's just got through. So we're going to stick Oscar into harvest. Side by side here with Zhou. Outside to inside line means we should complete this move. And we do. Alonso picks up the fastest lap.
We need to do what we can to recharge the battery.
And now we are tucked up nicely behind Perez. I'm in a good position right now, but everyone in front and Perez have stopped their one and only time. We still have one more stop to go. Mick is starting to struggle thanks to that lack of battery.
Keep your pace up.
Hold off Zhou.
Okay, mate, no more lift and coast needed.
Just about. Pit window opening up in a few laps' time.
You're good to push on tyres.
Copy.
Lift and coast required. Let's get closer.
I think Perez is just going to eke away from me now. I wasn't able to stay with him when I needed to, and now I don't think I've got the pace to stay with him until the pit stop. Piastri's only just hanging on to the back of Albon.
Okay, so let's look after these tyres.
Use
See if I can
energy.
drop Perez.
Copy.
Easier said than done. I can't even stay with Albon. Albon suddenly turned up the wick as well. Just about kept DRS. The only reason I got back in range was because I had the battery burning as well.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
So the question now remains, how high can we climb back up once we make the stop? It's a long pit lane here, and we're going to come out probably behind Verstappen with Oscar. Mick might come out behind Sainz, potentially. Very slow pit lane.
Okay, let's keep with him.
Zhou gets through on Schumacher.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Mick could get a flurry of little hits here. He's not careful.
Let's go recharge on, please.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Alright, one more lap for Oscar. 2 more laps for Mick.
They'll come to us.
Okay, let's go recharge on.
Box.
Yep.
Box.
Okay, let's try again.
Alright, mate. Recharge on.
Okay, recharge on.
Can we maybe get Mick back through before he boxes? Just to get that confident. Nah, it's already still peak, but to get it fully topped up, that would be nice.
Oscar pit then. Copy that.
It's having a go. Yeah, I don't want him to give up the DRS. So that's why he's still in harvest.
Box.
Copy for box.
There we go, he gets it.
Overtake is available.
Yeah, copy.
Just try and punch through.
Clear on exit.
A 2.4 second stop for Oscar, not bad. He's going to come out behind Max as predicted.
Let's go recharge on,
Not
please.
too far
Recharge on.
behind as well, 3 seconds or so, give or take.
Back off with high speed.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Let's recharge on.
So we're going to hold position on the approach. Yes, we do, just.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
There we go, beautiful stuff.
Copy for entry.
So Mick in good shape for when he comes straight out the pits.
So you've got to push. Energy if you need it.
Copy.
I think that's 1,000th quicker than his first
We should
stop.
have a clear track on pit exit.
Oscar going for a fastest lap attempt. With a 3-second gap to sight, that's going to come down pretty quickly while he's getting his tyres warmed up. Purple in the first sector for Oscar. That's encouraging. Given it's Alonso who set that fastest lap, that's an achievable target, I would imagine. It's a 1:28.2, the fastest lap. I don't know if we're going to keep it. There are other cars yet to make their final stops. Purple in the middle. So 1:27.2, very nice indeed.
So slow now. Back off.
And a comfortable overtake on
Careful on the
Alonso.
energy.
All right,
Focus on bringing the
cooking.
pack back up.
Mick now looking to set the fastest lap. Might run out of battery. Shouldn't do.
save fuel.
Can Mick take it away from Oscar? I hope not.
No more DRS.
No, he can't. He was close though. Very close to 127.2. 289 versus 296. There were just 7 thousandths of a second between them. That is close.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
You can see Ocon, Bottas, Giovinazzi, Zhou all due to stop very soon. Bottas probably this lap. Ocon and Zhou maybe this lap. There's Zhou. Ocon stays out. So does Valtteri actually.
And energy is available.
Oh, that's satisfying. That's overtaking Max on pace. Without the aid of a tyre push. Bit of a tyre disparity, not a huge one, and a little bit of battery.
Sweet.
But it's so nice to overtake a Red Bull. It really is. Alonso due to stop soon as well. Bottas has got to be boxing this lap. Those tyres now 27%. Ocon's probably going to dive in as well. And they're both boxed.
We can push more.
Right, need to get past Stroll here.
No more overtake.
Just don't have any battery to push with. There's Mick, all on his lonesome. Far behind Alonso, is he? 3.2 seconds.
And you are free to use the energy when you want.
Brave, be brave, be brave. There you go.
Bring the pack up.
Excellent
Split
stuff.
coast.
Oh, he's still side by side. Haven't got the move done just yet. Now we have.
We need to focus on the energy now.
And that's a point plus the fastest lap point at the moment as well. But like I said, we've got cars boxing that could potentially take that away from us. There's Giovinazzi. Is he the last of the cars to stop now? Porsche and Alonso also need to stop. They're not going to threaten us positionally, but Alonso may steal the fastest lap again. You never know. I think 6th place is on Hamilton. Beyond that, I don't know. That's probably a bit of a stretch.
We can push a bit more.
Not quite quick enough. We'll try and get him coming elementary into that first DRS zone. Been happy hunting ground for Oscar and Schumacher so far this weekend.
Push on the tyres. Use everything. To use the free air.
Damn it. I want to get past Gasly before he gets too close to Tsunoda and gets the DRS, because then it's going to be really hard to get past him. We should go around the outside here. Alright, who gave who DRS? I think we might have just given it to Gasly. Yes, we did. He's going to steamroll his way back up the inside again. Can we hold him off? Out to battery.
Need to focus on getting the pack up. Need to look after the
Mick
tyres.
now joining the party.
Overtaking is available.
Copy.
Oscar again gets the overtake done, but gives up the DRS in the process.
Okay, and let's cool the car.
Copy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right, we forced Alonso to drive defensively, which has dropped him off the back of Stroll, which means we should be able to get a nice, effective DRS overtake here. If we can get the position on track and not stay tucked in behind. There we go, he's made the move. Good man. Up the inside, down into Stowe.
Let's go recharge on.
And that's Alonso into the pits. So again, we got that timed perfectly.
Okay, we need left and coast, please. Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Yuki just that little bit too far ahead at the moment. A little bit quicker than us. Max has fought his way up into the points, but Mick is coming. Hopefully take that away from him.
In came Fernando Alonso.
And a bad afternoon goes from bad to even worse.
And it holds up their stop.
Very slow stop.
Okay, recharge on.
Bit of a lunge from Gasly. Got to be really careful about pushing my tyres now. Still got another 12 laps to go. Gave it with the DRS. And I couldn't shut the door either. I'm going to get overtaken here. Hopefully only once, not twice. Yeah, Max has just got me as well. Alright, let's get charged up. Let's protect those tyres a bit.
Back off then. Copy.
Nick has got through. 10th and 11th. See, our tyre advantage is waning now. Front three are just gone. But, starting to space out a fair bit behind.
I don't want you fighting. Recharge on. Let's look after these tyres.
Maybe 7th is the best we can go for now. 7th and 8th, hopefully. Hamilton's a little bit too far ahead. Our extra pace is pretty much gone. We are fractionally quicker than the cars in front, but not enough to close down that gap to 6th place. These three, though, right in front of us. Yeah, we can definitely get those three. They're right there. F1 coming to join the party, so we're going to have to make these moves soon. Or else we risk getting caught and swallowed up by the pack behind.
Use energy. Copy. Push the tyres now. Copy.
Let's go recharge on, please. No more lift and coast required.
Lock on in range. Max has broken away. He's on a bit of a push right now.
bit more.
Copy.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go. So you use the free air.
Copy. Sweet.
Excellent job. Bring the pack up.
I think we might have just stolen the DRS
Lovely
there.
stuff.
Really hope we have.
You're doing a good job.
Yes, we did. Beautiful stuff.
So take it easy in the fast corners. We can just focus on charging a pack.
Slightly bigger lift and coast in all areas, please.
Someone's taking the fastest lap from us. I didn't see who it was. Alonso. I had a feeling he might.
Pull the car.
Yellow flag. Someone has a spin.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Giovinazzi.
Now we can see what happened. Now this was the Alfa Romeo.
That's a big spin.
Round they spin. And ultimately, just unable to bring the car under control.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
Oh, he's going. He's going. Gasly getting swallowed up there. He's not given up. Oh, God, he got back through. That's not good. Might just have to sit and tuck in
Off these tyres.
for a little while.
Okay, recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Not closing down Max.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
Trying to bank some battery where we can.
Be 6 laps to go.
Recharge on, please, recharge on.
Copy.
Max is going to stay ahead of us, isn't he?
Recharge on.
Copy.
Got to punch my way through now. God, the McLaren's just so quick in a straight line compared to us.
To go. DRS disabled, DRS disabled.
Oh, come on. That's some bull.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Okay.
Come on, buddy, keep pushing. So let's cool the car now.
Copy.
If I can't get this move done in the next couple of corners, I don't know if I'm going to get it done at all. Out of battery again.
Let's recharge on.
Copy.
Every time I try and get alongside, Yuki just twitches his car and spooks Mick into backing out.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Copy.
I'd really love to get both into the points here. Max caught Hamilton.
Tyre conditions good, we can push a bit more.
I think Gasly might be trying to break away from Tsunoda. I hope so. Just to give me a chance to get past one of them. And then make a move on the other one. It's something.
Let's push, come on.
Copy.
Don't have the pace to do the overtake without a DRS advantage here on the hang straight. So if I'm going to get him, it's going to have to be somewhere else.
Three to go.
Yeah. Let's keep that gap down. Overtaking is available.
Copy.
Don't think it's going to be here.
No lift and coast required.
Not unless I get really lucky with a lunge in the right position. It's a yellow flag. Oh, another lockup for Alonso. Wow, he's had
Right,
an
let's have a
absolute
look now.
shocker of
Around
afternoon,
turn
hasn't he?
3. And there goes the steering. Now they did...
I need this move, come on. I need to get past Tsunoda. If I can get past Tsunoda...
No more DRS.
Copy.
Ah.
Recharge on.
Copy.
So if I can get past Tsunoda, I can get past
About the
Gasly,
half
but
the
it's just trying to get past
Yeah,
Tsunoda.
okay.
so difficult to get past him. And Hamilton is staying with Max, which is pulling them away from Oscar.
No saving required.
We need to push up, please. Okay, good job. No more lift and coast required.
Copy.
It's not going to happen here, is it? Just won't get one of them. Just one of them. They'll put me in the points with Mick.
Copy.
And they are proving very stubborn.
Lift where you can.
Let's dip it.
Yeah, I'm not going to catch them, so I'm just going to ease Oscar down.
Big lift off.
Got a nice, comfortable gap over Yuki now.
All right, let's keep closing up. Great job.
Just get Oscar to bring the car home.
So you can back off a bit.
Nah, Mick.
Final lap.
That's it.
Let's keep going.
I just went into quick. Oh, that's so annoying.
Keep it up. Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
He's in 14th. So at least we can try and keep the streak alive.
Some more lift and coast, please. A bit more inch. So.
That's Leclerc.
All right, so Charles Leclerc gets the
is
win from
today's
Norris
winner.
and Russell. Max gets himself back up to 6th in the end. Oscar, unfortunately, couldn't quite make the strategy work. Gets 8th place and does get the fastest lap taken from him. Mick just fell apart at the end. You know, considering how much we kept pushing him, I'm not surprised that he had a lockup. But he kept it in 14th. No damage to the car. And we keep the sponsors happy with that, even if the board might grumble a bit.
Currently we're P14.
Good job.
Now on to the next one. Thank you again.
Now, wasn't it an excellent showing from Oscar Piastri?
There wasn't too much expectation on them today, but they fought hard and found themselves in the points.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
A third win of the season has to leave them and the team feeling confident.
Well, we might be in Britain, but our podium finishers won't be celebrating with a cup of tea tonight. They'll be staying true to Formula One tradition. Down there in the AlphaTauri garage, Karun, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
And here in Silverstone, the weekend now draws to a close.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
So then, confirmation of the final results. Charles Leclerc with the win ahead of Lando Norris. Russell getting onto the podium as well. Albon up 4 places to take 4th, and some big points for Williams. Perez drops down 2 places but still finishes in 5th. So some decent points for Ferrari tonight. Max with a great recovery drive though, up 13 places, finishing in 6th. Hamilton up 6 places to finish in 7th. Oscar did gain a place and managed to grab 8th and 4 more points for us in the end. Alpine got a couple of points. Yuki picks up the last of the points, having dropped 4 places. He was stubborn. We just could not find a way past him in the end. A little bit of twitchy driving from him, blocking us off on a couple of occasions. Borderline illegal in reality, but not in the video game, unfortunately. Bottas up 3 places for 11th, just missing out on the points. He was only a couple of tenths away as well from taking that place from Tsunoda in the end. And yeah, disappointment for Mick. That lockup at the end did not do him any favours, but he stayed in the 14th spot, so we do complete our sponsor objective and keep the streak alive as well. And then nightmare race for Aston Martin. Stroll down 5 places to finish 15th. Alonso, just a catalogue of errors, got the fastest lap, but no points for that. And a bad race for for Sainz as well, down 9 places. A couple of big lockups for him. And then it's the 2 Haas's and then Giovinazzi at the end. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Max top, but the gap now just 3 points as Charles Leclerc's win really does close the gap. Max only has 1 win so far this year. That's Leclerc's 3rd win. George has 3 wins. Norris has 2 wins. And then Sainz and Oscar both have a win each as well, tied with Max in terms of number of wins. Obviously Max very consistent though, keeps getting good points, 9 podiums so far this year, more than anybody else. Oscar in 7th place. It does close the gap to Yuki a little bit. That's now down to 23 points. Hamilton in 6 with 6 points, closest to within 3 of Zhou, but he's a long way off. Sainz even further off. Look at that, 29 points for Carlos Sainz, and none scored tonight. No points for Mick either, so he stays 3 points behind Sainz. And then big points for Albon. He's now just a point behind Mick after that those 12 points tonight. Gasly with a couple more points jumps him above his teammates. And again, look at this, Aston Martin, both drivers dropping a spot, no points for either of them. And then at the bottom, Teo, the only driver yet to score. Let's have a look at the constructors. 33 points for Red Bull. So Ferrari miss out on the opportunity to close the gap thanks to that fight back from Verstappen. And what a fight back it was. McLaren gaining 19 points. They are losing touch with Ferrari a little bit. 4 more points for us. Puts us onto 97. We're so close to triple digits. And we're not even halfway through the season yet, which is amazing considering our form in the last couple of years. Mercedes actually closed the gap by 2, but they are still 26 behind us. And Williams putting pressure on Mercedes. Could Mercedes drop to 6th place? That would be something. Just a point between those 2 teams now. Alpine closed the gap by 2 to Aston Martin, now 9 points behind them. And they see Alfa Romeo with 7, Haas with 1 to round out the standings. Let's take a look at the pit stops. We got the quickest stop with Oscar and the 7th quickest stop with Mick. The Red Bulls were quick. They scored 30 points. We gained 1 point over Red Bull tonight. Alpine in 3rd, Ferrari 5th and 10th, so they get 11 points. So we should stretch our gap quite nicely, and only one McLaren in the top 10 as well. So in the standings, we stretch our lead by another point. We are now 33 points ahead. That's very, very nice, but that can change very quickly as well. Ferrari are a long way off now, 152 points behind us and 119 points behind Red Bull. Alpine in 4th, Mercedes in 5th, McLaren all the way down in 6th, but now within just a point of Mercedes. Aston Martin pick up a couple of points. No more points for Williams, and still no points for either Alfa or Haas. And there you see the 2 stops, just 1,000th of a second between them on Schumacher's 2 stops, and then 1.3 tenths between Oscar's 2 stops there. Let's take a look at their performance cards. So over the race, 11 successful overtakes, 22 failed for Mick, 12 successful defences, 9 failed. Struggled going forward today, unfortunately. Oscar, a bit more balanced, 13 successful overtakes, 15 failed, 14 successful defences and only 5 failed. Solid work from Oscar. He really is developing into an excellent young driver. And as far as the sponsors go, we didn't get the fastest lap, but it was only an incentive. We completed the quali streak, which is nice. Got the quali position. And there you see, we got the finish position, 2 in the top 14. We kept the streak alive. We've only got 2 more races to go, I think, on that one. And we got both cars in Q2 and 1 car in Q3. So 3.6 mil added to the coffers. Alright, let's have a look, getting ready for Budapest. Schumacher's rating goes up by a point. Nice. Ooh, 5 parts failed. 2 underfloors, 2 suspensions, and a front wing as well. That's a lot. We can now start designing and researching parts again. The fire has finally been put out. There we see the podium results. Donna on the podium again. She really is proving to be very consistent. Alright, have we got the parts to just swap out these straight away? Not sure. I think we might have 1 spare. Or actually, we might not have a spare. There we go. We don't. So, 11 days to go. We're going to have another underfloor tomorrow, but that's not going to leave us with any spares. So, am I developing a new one? No, I'm researching. It's going to be a while before we can develop a new underfloor. So, let's add another 2 to that. So, we'll have 2 spares again. There we go. What else? Suspensions. We're probably going to need new suspension spares now. We go back to fixing this car. So I've got no spare suspensions, no spare side pods, but I have got more on the way, I think. Swap out that front wing. There we go. That leaves me with just 1 spare front wing. Getting started on the suspensions is going to be more important, I think. Let's get another 2. We have got a mid-season break coming up, and that'll give us some time to try and knock out a new part. Let's go here. So I want to see if we can get a new a new rear wing in time for Spa, which I don't think we will. I really don't think we will, but if we can get it at least for the second half of the season, Yeah, it's 18 days. So we're looking at Zandvoort. 5.3 mil in the bank. Yeah, let's just tweak the airflow sensitivity just a touch more. That's a lot of hours to pump into this, but we need the gains. Getting 0.2 kilometers an hour is not as much as I would like. Is there anything else we could work on that would give us those gains? What about a new suspension? Not at all. Don't want to do new side pods again. I've done a load of new side pods already. I just don't know if I want to pump all those hours in. I think I'm going to need to if I want to get any kind of serious speed gain. Yeah, we'll have to go with that, I think. So, let's go 2 engineers. Confirm that. And that's all my engineers, actually. It's all 10 of them. No weather forecast yet. Let's check in with the board. What did they think of that? Ah, damn it. Disappointed. That's dropped back down to low again. That's annoying. I just got it up to satisfied and immediately dropped it down again. Wind tunnel's still not ready. Boardroom a little bit further behind. That's probably going to go during the mid-season break. Alright, just advance some time. Alright, that's the underfloor. So let's get that onto Oscar's car. There we go. And let's see. Do I want to pause staff development for an extra 100 grand? It's a week of development. I'm pretty good with my staff, so yeah, we'll accept that. We'll take the extra 100 grand. Normally I turn that down, but you know, money's money at the end of the day. We are lacking a little bit. That's how our car looks at the moment. It's not horrible. Yeah, we've got pace, just not quite enough to get the results that the board are expecting. Still fine with the finances. Yeah, we know we've got low. Let's check the drivers. So both drivers gain a point in smoothness, 2 points in adaptability for Mick, a point in defending, and another point in reactions for Oscar over the past month. That's really, really good to see. He is rounding out very nicely now. Let's have a look at what Mick's on. He's on a long run pace. Let's put him on wet track. Try and improve his smoothness, his adaptability, his accuracy, and his control. That does appear to be his weakest grouping. I'll leave Oscar on race strategy for now. Right, let's get our training done for the next month. Then we go into the mid-season break after Spa. So really going to pump in the training. There we go. So we should end up with some nice little gains over the month. Excellent stuff. What's the rest of the grid up to? New suspension for Mercedes. Still disappointed though as to where they are. They are struggling. And Aston Martin also, below where they expected to be. There are the standings. Yeah, I'm not going to get time to start a new front wing until after the next race. Let me check how long on our factory. Still 67 days to go on that. That's a long way to go. Wind tunnel still hasn't broken. That's probably going to break right after Hungary. Ooh, regulation time. Let's have a look. So, regulation changes. Proposal involves limiting wind tunnel and CFD testing time of the championship leaders. So, the better you do, the less hours you get. I'm going to vote against this simply because we've got massive regulation changes coming up next season, and we are currently on target to finish in 4th, which means we would lose some hours, and the grid's already going to get massively shaken up next season. The last thing we want to do is give the teams at the bottom, who are going to get a huge leveling of performance against the top teams, to then have an immediate monster advantage in terms of hours. as well. So we'll vote against that. Okay, hospitality refurb is done. There we go, and we will find out the results of the regulation vote after Hungary. And you can see that will drop on the Monday. And that is it for tonight. We've got a nice little bit of cash in the bank at the moment, although that's going to get swallowed up very quickly. In fact, let me just take one last look. It's so close, look. It's going to break right after the Grand Prix. I can see it is. Yeah, we're in a good position financially at the moment. Unfortunately, our board confidence has slipped again. We are still fourth, though, and with a 26-point cushion over Mercedes, who really are struggling at the moment. Hopefully, they don't get their act together too quickly. Got to be careful of Williams, though. They're just a point behind now. And as long as Aston keeps struggling the way they are, that also helps us out. There you can see Aston Martin are 30 points behind us. So... Sorry, no, 55 points behind us. So we want to keep them struggling as much as we can, and not really worry about them too much. We've got the legs on at Alpine at the moment as well. They haven't come as aggressively back as I thought they would, and I am wondering if we are losing out on some research compared to the rest of the grid. I don't think I'm going to be dropping any more hours into development. I think, we might churn out one more part maybe, but I'm pretty much going to focus everything on research going forward now. After this this rear wing comes, I don't think we're going to make any significant gains research-wise. No, sorry, development-wise, and all we're doing is we're just pushing the upper limits that little bit further so that they will fall even further when those changes hit. So given where we are performance wise against the cars that we're fighting with, I think that rear wing will probably be our final part, or it'll certainly be the final significant part for our car this year. We may throw out, as I say, the odd new part here and there, but we are going to be focusing pretty much exclusively on research going forward, because big changes coming, very big changes coming, and I don't think we've done enough. Well, I know we haven't done enough yet, and I don't know if we've done enough in comparison to our competition. And you can see we are a long way off the drops that we're going to incur. I know we've got some research going through at the moment. We've got 3 projects going through. But yeah, we're a long way behind cancelling out, or at least limiting the losses that we're going to suffer. It's time for us to start focusing on correcting that. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I'll be back the usual time, 8 PM tomorrow. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.